Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of Hobby Marketing. Again, my hope is that I can shed some insights and help you figure out how you can better market your hobby. One of the overlooked tools that I think is really interesting is Google Trends. So just with a simple search of Google Trends, you should be able to find it and pull it up. And you just simply enter in your search topics. I created a video about this and I didn't have any words really discussing it, and I accidentally left the microphone on and just had some music playing in the background to kind of walk people through it. But I thought I should follow up, do an actual transcript, if you will, or an actual audio recording that coincides with this Google Trend. So let's take that first example that we had there with winter tires. So with winter tires, so one of the things to note is that this is over the last 12 months. We've got it set for the United States. I might move this to Canada just to see what the difference would be. In Canada, I'm in Canada, as you know, and so in Canada, winter tires are kind of a big deal. I'm not sure how much it is or isn't in America, so I'm going to stick to something that I'm kind of a little bit more familiar with, which is Canada. So if I look at winter tires in Canada in the last 12 months, I see a definite spike here around November 11th to the 17th, and you can for sure see it climbing up. And in fact, if we go to this side, today's date is September the 30th, so this is tracking us just till a couple days ago. You can see the increase in volume as people are already beginning to increase their search queries. One of the things I will say is that very likely the way to optimize this, or where I would expect to see more searches like here, it probably wouldn't surprise me if there was some kind of a winter snowstorm, which resulted in more people being triggered. Sometimes in marketing we call this selective perception. So there's snow outside, so I'm more interested in my winter tires. I might do some more searches on them. And now ads that are geared towards somebody who's actually looking for the tires will be much more effective, because our selective perception is now tuned into actually more paying attention to the ads, as opposed to if we ran those ads here in May, we might run the exact same ad and you would have very little engagement because people are just not tuned into winter tires in May. So here we see it building. So one of the things to consider is, as it's starting to build, we can start to think about, okay, well, is our campaign in place? Do we have everything we need? And maybe we're building up the content here. Maybe we're doing some comparisons. So maybe I'm looking at Blizzard as a tire. Blizzak. I should have tested this in advance. I believe Blizzak is a blanded tire. Yokohama. Maybe we'll even modify this to be snow tires, winter tires. Add in the search term snow tires. Blizzak tires. Let's just see what we get. So winter tires is definitely pretty strong. Snow tires is pretty good as well. And the other one's not as much. This is cool. In February, snow tires for sure. Snow tires. So I'm trying to look at some brands here to see, are the Blizzak tires being searched? Blizzak tires, maybe. Yeah, so I think what I would then do is probably eliminate a couple of these things. And if we wanted to, if we really wanted to just focus on the brands, and say we were focusing on these two brands in-house, we could for sure just eliminate these guys to kind of look for remove winter tires, remove snow tires, and we'll get a much clearer picture just like that of which brands are more appealing, which brands are searched more. So if I was a large retailer, I would probably focus on these Blizzak tires. They seem to have a lot more searches happening for them, especially around the time that people are actually searching for winter tires and snow tires. I mean, you can see the trend there. Drops off at about the same time, and starts to pick up here in September, so about the same time. So people are certainly searching by brands. Typically, we look at a buyer's journey, and at the top of the funnel, we have kind of awareness. And by the time we're starting to search for brands, it's almost consideration just before you purchase. We start to look at the specific brands. We might even include brands and the best price right before. We'll be searching for those things right before we actually are about to convert or buy. So in this case, we might see some really good brands. We might have these brands. So here, if I was doing a snow tire review on YouTube, I'd probably want to make sure I use this Blizzak tires, especially if I'm doing a review. And I might even want to just do some reviews on Blizzak tires. But let's take this up to a higher level. Snow tires, winter tires. All right. So we mentioned already we're starting to see some real strong correlation between these. But instead of the last 12 months, let's look over a number of years. Let's look at 5 years. Let's see what happens here. So for sure, we're seeing a lot of trends here. So November 16th to 22nd of 2014, spike. October 25th, probably a snowstorm. And then again, around the same time, November 22nd to 28th. Wow, this looks like it was a crazy winter. Lots of search queries for winter tires. Lots of search queries for snow tires. Here again, we start to see the trend building. This one's even starting to build in August, September, right up, really booming all the way through October, peaking November 5th to 11th. Again, very, very similar. And then we see again in 2018 a similar type of trend emerge. Again, focusing on Canada. And Google will allow us to go all the way back and look at a longer period of time. This is from 2004. I don't know if you see it, but to me, I see a strong search query trend line for winter tires on an upward search query. And that to me kind of indicates that more and more people are searching for winter tires. And so if I was in the winter tire business, I'd be thinking great news, because more and more people are becoming interested, wanting to become more informed about winter tires. This is a great business to be getting into. I can start to create my content around April. Think about all those things, the messages I sent out. Think about how people responded to them, and start to build my planning calendar. It's sometimes referred to as an editorial planning calendar for the following year. So when I see those kinds of peaks and valleys, I can start to immediately think about, okay, well, I need to get my messages ready to roll, man, even as early as August here. August, we can start to put some messages out. Planning out all those messages from February till about July. So we're going to create our contents. Maybe we have our subject matter experts start to write a rough draft. We fire it over to some marketing folks, or maybe it's just you. You write a rough draft, then you take a step away, maybe wait a couple of days, go back to it. And this time you're trying to read it over, and you're looking to see if I can add any other keywords. In this case, for sure, I'm using the keywords winter tires. To a lesser extent, maybe I'll be using snow tires as well. But those would be the keywords I want to make sure are very, very available, maybe in my tags on YouTube or in my copy if I'm writing a blog. And when I say copy, I just mean the written work. So how you're writing and your writing style. That's all I mean when I say marketing copy. So you just want to make sure that those keywords are easily discoverable for Google. So whether you're writing using those keywords or you're tagging your YouTube videos with it, either way, you want to make sure you're using those keywords. So this is just one example. Now, you know your industry better than I know your industry for sure. So you'll be able to come up with way better alternative keywords. And again, I mentioned before the tool called Answer the Public. So this might just be a really cool tool if you're looking for alternatives. In this case, we might use winter tires and see what comes up. And again, so what we can do is, using this tool next to the Google Trends, we can start to see whether or not these search terms are actually searched. And then we can start to build a little list of things that we can tag our channel with. Maybe we're tagging our channel, maybe we're tagging our individual content, and maybe we're even creating content in a way that satisfies the audience. So here's one that's flagged: Winter Tires Best. Well, okay. Winter Tires Blizzak. Winter Tires Best searched about 3,600 times per month. Winter Tires Blizzak's about 480 times per month. So those are pretty darn good searches. Winter Tires for Sale. Ooh, maybe that's not a bad one to use. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, so those are just some examples. You can see already all of these search queries. Now, this is using the tool Keywords Everywhere, as well as Answer the Public. And so my Keywords Everywhere is set to the United States. If I shift that to Canada as well and refresh this, I think you'll see that some of these queries kind of change. Some of the numbers for sure do. So where we had Winter Tires Best, wow, that's interesting. In Canada, it shoots up to 5,400 times per month. That's fascinating. Blizzak is 480 times per month in Canada. So there's still quite a bit of competition. Winter Tires Canadian Tire, turns out, wasn't being Googled very much in the United States. And now here in Canada, it turns out it is. About 8,000 times per month. So even you could do, if I had a winter tire channel, I'd do some reviews on some Canadian Tire winter tires. And maybe just create a list of what's available at a Canadian Tire store. So again, I would have never thought of that when I started to look at winter tires. But when I use the Answer the Public, hey, kind of makes sense. Let's have a look here. I think that's what the query was. Winter Tires Canadian Tire. Winter Tires Canadian Tire. Well, look at that. Look at the correlation. Look at how spot on this correlation is. Sorry to geek out on you, but I love it when I see things like that. To me, it signals very strongly that yes, this is correlating, happening at the same time. They're not causing each other, but when people are looking for winter tires in Canada, they certainly seem to be giving Canadian Tire winter tires good consideration. They're Googling those tires specifically. Look at here how these trend lines are moved over to the right. Very interesting. November 22nd to 28th. So again, whatever your industry is, I think it's really interesting to have a look at that. And so one of the things I was looking at was, in that earlier video, I was looking at RC cars. And RC car is an expression that's actually more popular than RC car, as it turns out. So I'll put them both on here to kind of give you, hopefully you can see that as well. But see how RC cars is just a little bit more popular than RC cars more popular than RC cars. So this is over the last 5 years. Definitely a strong trend. Probably people, December 20th to 26th, lots of people Googling, probably some instructions happening there. Here's another key peak right around September. Fascinating. This is over the last 5 years, past 12 months. Let's see if we can get a better look at this. Yeah, so here we're looking at December, and here November there's a big peak for RC cars. I bet you anything that's probably around Black Friday. So you're probably seeing a peak around Black Friday. In fact, if we go to Traxxas, which is a really popular brand name for RC cars, you see it showing up. I'm going to add in Black Friday just for fun. Black Friday search queries. And let's just see what comes up. Oh, Black Friday's so strong it killed all the other guys. Isn't that amazing? So Black Friday, hey, if you want to start tagging your videos, your content as related to Black Friday, my goodness. This is in Canada, for heaven's sakes. This is in Canada. And we're getting those kind of results for Black Friday. Just so you know, Black Friday is more of an American thing. So it's not even a big thing in Canada, but obviously all the Canadians are looking at Black Friday deals, and probably even ordering from the United States. God bless you, American retailers, for being willing to ship to us here in Canada. You make our lives so much better. Thank you so much. All right, so let's. I'm going to switch this to the USA and see how much this changes. Well, Black Friday still dominates. I'm going to take that guy out because it just skews it way too much. Well, just so you can see, Black Friday, the search is really peaking out around November 18th to 24th. So if I remove that, and let's look for November 18th to 24th here. Back it up. November 18th to 24th. Boom, you see that peak happening right when Black Friday. So when Black Friday is happening, people are searching for RC cars for Black Friday and the brand Traxxas, which is awesome. Good for the good folks at Traxxas because they're obviously becoming a very popular brand. In fact, we can take this back to 2004, have a longer look. See, look at how these trend cars, the trend line kind of for an RC car is pretty flat. For RC cars is pretty flat. Look at Traxxas just taking off. I don't know what they launched in December of 2011, but it was awesome. Lots of people probably registering their stuff, I would think, in December. So I think when we see these December spikes, it's probably people Googling Traxxas in order to register the new products that they bought when? On Black Friday. So I think we see those happening over and over again. Look at that trend line for Traxxas. Traxxas is good on you. It's kind of flattening out. But to me, I think they've got they're doing very, very well in the marketplace. Last 5 years, let's have a look. Yeah, look at that correlation. Very strong correlation between RC cars and Traxxas. Big peak here around Black Friday, and then a big peak here around December 25th, 26th, that week when lots of people are getting their Traxxas RC cars for Christmas. So they're buying them on Boxing Day, opening them on Christmas, and registering them on Christmas. That's how I interpret that. I could be 100% wrong, but that's exactly how I'm interpreting that. I'd love it if the guys at Traxxas would actually say, yeah, we get a ton of registrations around Christmas time, or a ton of our traffic is coming in and they're immediately going to our product registration page. I think that'd be super interesting. Anyway, a little bit of a longer video today, guys. I hope you take the time to explore Google Trends yourself. Some really cool, meaningful insights can be seen here. And again, this is just to kind of make up for my video where I was just had the music playing and I was trying to show the same thing. So hopefully this is a better video, and yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it. And if you do enjoy it, do me a huge favor, subscribe, like. I really, really appreciate it, and it really encourages me to try to create some more content. My goal, again, is I want to create content to help you turn your hobby into a business, help you make money doing the things you love to do. That would be awesome. So please subscribe if you can. Check out some of my other videos. Check out some of my other tips. Have yourself a wonderful day. Thank you so much.